Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first of our Hopton Recruit short webinars. Today we're going to be talking about the benefits of Hopton Recruit and looking at the enhanced performance insights that we can offer to recruitment firms. No matter how big you are or small you are, there's always good bits of data that we can use. So I'm joined today by Nicola, who's going to go through and show us some of the features of the Power BI application itself. From our point of view, I suppose we're happy to take questions. So if you have any questions later on, just send us an email or fire us off a LinkedIn. Depends how you're joining this, or if you're hitting on the recruitment site, just let them know that you have a question for us. And we're very happy to give you a call and have a chat and see how we can help you. Okay, so Nicola, over to yourself.
Great, thank you. So what you're looking at on the screen here at the moment, so this is our base version of the recruitment app that we have, and this is the landing page, so to speak. So one of the things that we thought would be particularly helpful as a recruiter is looking at the performance of your business as a whole, and particularly being able to see your team performance to help you identify areas where you might need to focus on for improvement, or where things are working really well and you can use that as a lessons learned to apply in other places across the business to capitalize on that success. So this page that we're looking at here, this is a team overview. So we've got this page configured to look at a 6-monthly period, but really it could be any date range that you like, whether you want to see the last 30 days, 90 days, or year. We've got our key stats up the top here. So how many vacancies have we had throughout that time? How many CVs were we submitting? Interviews, placements, calls, emails, and LinkedIn hits, things like that. So this is giving you a really good oversight of the key stats during this period. We've also got to look at the recruitment pipeline here on the left and here in the middle. So what does our recruitment pipeline look like? How effective are we in terms of the activity that we're doing across the whole business? How many CVs does it really take to be able to make a placement or to get an interview? And what is that difference between the teams? So in this use case, we're looking at a business that's separated by 2 teams, the North and the South Division. So we can see that, generally speaking, the South is sending significantly more CVs, but similar-ish numbers in terms of interviews and placements. So that's something that you can have an idea of when you're looking at this as a glance and see the performance, not just overall the whole business, but also between the teams that we have here.
And you mentioned also teams there, Nicola. Could that be individuals as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have a different page for that one. So we've got a team performance page here, and this one you can drill down by just focusing on, say, the North or the South team, like I showed you on the previous, but also we could look at an individual consultant's performance within that team. So let's say you're looking at, or you want to take a look at certain consultants and how they are going across the board during this time period. So for example, let's say I want to look at Anthony here. So I've just clicked his name from the drop-down box here, and now all of the data on the page has shifted to give us an idea of Anthony's performance. So these cards up the top, now they're giving us a benchmark. So we've set targets for all of our consultants, and that's just the average for the consultants across the business. And we can see that across the board, Anthony is performing above average. So he's dealing with more vacancies, he's sending more CVs, and he's making a number more calls than the average person across the business. And we can also see his activity over the time period as well. But for example, if I was going to look at a different consultant, let's say Maya. Now we can see that the data is filtered and Maya's not as much of a star performer as Anthony is. So not doing as many vacancies, definitely not doing as many CVs as the average, but Maya tends to be making quite a number of calls. And I can see in these charts here, to get a little bit more detail over time, that actually in May and August, we didn't see any activity from Maya. And that's something that, managers can use to make some inferences about the performance of that consultant. So it could be that she had time off during this period, or maybe we could look at it and say, hey, Maya, things might be a little bit inconsistent in terms of, your performance and effort, and that could be a focus for improvement for her.
Very good indeed. And the bottom line of all this is to try and help customers or recruitment firms with their bottom line, their profit and loss. So from our point of view, I suppose we're looking at this to say, how can we do things better, or what things should we do more of, so we can work that way.
Yeah, I think when it comes to our performance insights, I'd say the best way to get that information out is if I'm looking at our call data here. So I'm just going to focus on calls to show you that this calls page here, say we're focusing on calls, and we want to look at where is our activity going to be focused to improve our bottom line. I can look at this chart here on the right. So this is our optimal calling times by success of a call. And I can see here that pretty much any call placed after 4 p.m. is not going to be worthwhile, right? So to help focus on our bottom line, we can say, guys, once it hits 4, don't worry about calling a client or a prospect or anything like that. Focus on some other activities, maybe spend some time reviewing CVs. But if you do really want to if you want the best chance at making a call, a successful call, Monday seems to be the way to go, particularly 11 on Monday. That seems like a great time to be making a call. So we can use the data that we have sitting in the background to help you to target your activity to make sure that it has the best chance for success when, undertaking routine work like calling a client or sending a CV or things like that.
That's brilliant. That's very good. Great stuff. Thank you very much for that, Nicola. That's really good. This is the first, I said, of 5 different small, short webinars we're going to be doing. The next one's going to be on looking at resourcing and allocation of resources. We've also got one on strategic positioning, client relationships, and just generalized data management as well. So keep tuned. We'll have these published quite quickly, and we'll be able to make them available to you. But if you have specific requests you need or questions you want to ask us, please reach out, have a chat to us. Okay, thank you very much indeed. See you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks.